What it really takes to quit marijuana. We're gonna go through 4 things here that are absolutely key to getting sober from marijuana. The first one being discipline. You have to learn how to develop discipline. I know you cannot be one of those people that just sits on the couch and waits for life to happen. You have to be out there, being proactive, taking action every single day. And that includes discipline. That includes saying no to the marijuana when the cravings arise, especially within those first 30 days, because that is the hardest. And if you want help getting through those first 30 days, hit me up below for a coaching consult and we can get to know you and find out where you are in your journey, how I can best be of service to you and get you through that 30 days. There's gonna be times when you're quitting marijuana where you just don't wanna put in the work, where you don't wanna go to the gym, where you don't want to eat healthy. And anytime you can give yourself that permission to do what you don't want to do and push through that pain anyway, you're gonna have a great reward at the end of it. You're gonna have more trust in yourself. You're gonna have higher levels of dopamine, serotonin, norepinephrine, oxytocin, because you just did something that's aligning with your new values. And over time, that's just gonna build and build and build until you become a disciplined machine where, today I don't even think about not doing what I know I need to do on a day-to-day basis. It's just not part of who I am anymore. And 7 years ago, if you would have asked me that, I would have said, no way, man. I just want to chill out and be lazy and not do anything. So you can overcome this and you can get to the other side and be a disciplined master, to say. The next thing is reaching out for support, having people in your side, having a community of people you can talk to when things get rough. Now, there's a lot of avenues you can go about finding this. And the first one I want to recommend is recovery support groups. So down below, I have a PDF you can download that has a ton of different resources to find the community that can best serve you, whether it be like a meditation group, a traditional addiction recovery group, which I spent many years in and were very helpful to me because I met so many people that were also on the path of recovery. And as I said before, your vibe attracts your tribe, 1, and 2, you become like the 5 people you surround yourself with. So when you're surrounding yourself by 30 people every, a couple times a week that are all sober from marijuana, there's a high chance that you're also, just by osmosis, gonna be starting to not want to use as much, where it just doesn't make sense anymore. And you see people that have gotten recovery. That's another big thing too, is you get to see people that are at where you want to be, and then you know it's possible. The other side of that is people will help tell you what not to do, what mistakes not to make in recovery. I made a lot of them, that's why I make this channel, so you can kind of speed along the process, and that's what those people will help you with as well. Like, hey man, if you don't do this and this, you're not gonna have the results that I did, which were this and this, and you might have these results, which sound like they're more in line with what you want. And there's a great saying I like, it's smart people learn from people's successes, wise people learn from people's mistakes. And I've really taken that to heart and really focus, not obsessively, but focus enough to where I'm aware of when people are doing stuff that I don't think is right, and then really trying to understand why, and then look inwards and say, okay, how am I doing this same thing? Or am I doing the same thing, right? Am I getting triggered because I am acting out in the way that I don't like in this other person? Usually that's the case. So that goes into number 3, which is having self-awareness. Learning to develop self-awareness through practices like meditation, through discipline practice, going back to number 1, like going to the gym, making sure you're eating really clean so you are very clear in your head, clairvoyant almost, so where you can see yourself from almost like an outside perspective, like a third-party vantage point. That's going to be really helpful in being able to make those decisions for your life that are no longer or are going to serve you, right? Being able to have that awareness is key, because a lot of stuff's going to come up in marijuana recovery. I'm not going to lie to you. It's not like you just get sober and then it's off to the moon. I know I put it into that light sometimes, and you need to see it from that vantage point at certain times so you don't give up. But a lot of times there's gonna be dark nights of the soul. There's gonna be things that come up that you never thought you would ever have to face again, things from childhood. And the more self-awareness you can develop, the better you're gonna be able to handle those situations, and the faster you're gonna be able to move through them. I have situations come up all the time, even after 7 years sober, that I was not expecting to come up. A lot of stuff from being a kid, right? A lot of stuff from my family. And I don't wanna look at it, but I know that if I'm willing to be aware about it, and be honest with myself and what is going on. Also be honest with other people in my community. So talking to people, reaching out, asking for help. That's a really big one too, asking for help. I find that the solutions resolve a lot quicker than I might think in the moment. I know I was going through a big one last week, a really big one. And I finally had that breakthrough because I got still, I spent lots of time in meditation, I read, I journaled, and I did all the things that I tell you to do. So I'm practicing what I preach here, and the thing resolved. And now I'm just walking around life whoa, holy crap, I can't believe, one, that this was inside me, and two, that now it's not inside me and I've overcome it. It's like, hallelujah. And I'm seeing it play out immediately in relationships and all that fun stuff. So what this situation pertains to particularly is dating. And for me, I get Oneitis, which is called like when you really get attached to someone quickly. And what I've learned is that stems from seeing the person as a reflection of my parents, and either in the ways that I wish they were or ways that they are, and that just remind me of the parts of them I like. And so when I meet someone that has those qualities, or something similar to that, I would always get really into them. Like, wow, like this person could like basically save me, right? And that's not healthy. Even me saying that, you're like, no, dude, you can't be doing that. And I'm like, I know I can't be doing that, but why am I doing it? And so finally I had the resolve into why I was doing it. And basically it was just the awareness around the fact that was happening because it was trying to recreate something with my parents that either I didn't have, like I said before, or that I had and I wanted more of, or to relive, but with more of a one-on-one, intimate, sexual relationship, right? That's a big part of it, right? So that was a huge relief. Also realizing that some of the people I am really attracted to remind me of what I wanted in high school and what I didn't get relationship-wise. And so in a sense, it was trying to re-heal that part. And I think it finally has, and now I can let that go and enter the world and the dating market as a whole complete being and as an adult, and we're going to see what happens. So I will keep you posted on that for sure. Coming full circle, that all came from self-awareness and being willing to look at myself. So the last thing that you need to quit marijuana for good, number 4, is going to be honesty. You have to be honest. You have to be honest with yourself. You have to be honest with other people. You have to be honest with the universe, with your actions, with your motives. This takes time, so do not feel bad if you're like, well, I don't even know if I'm being honest or dishonest, or maybe I am a bit of a compulsive liar. How do I overcome that? It takes time. It takes practice. It takes learning to be honest and putting yourself in those uncomfortable situations where you have to say something that might not be received well by another person. And that could be, and a big part of recovery, and why I recommend getting into recovery support groups, is you can find someone, a sponsor they call it, to walk you through that process of learning how to be honest for maybe the first time in your life. And it's very healing. When I finally took my inventory and said all the things that I was doing that were kind of scummy, I was like, wow, I feel free. I feel like a big weight has been lifted off my shoulders, and I can move forward now, not doing those same things again, because I want to be an honest person. I always did. I just kind of didn't know how, and I didn't think it was safe to be honest. I thought if I was going to be honest, I would get rejected or abandoned or something like that, so I learned to lie. Now, as you get into an adulthood and you want deeper, intimate relationships, lying doesn't work. I experienced that too many times over to know that that's the truth. So once I started being honest, everything changed for me. And today I don't walk around with guilt or shame knowing that I'm lying to people or I'm saying things that are disingenuous. If I am, it's because it's unconscious, and that's what coming back to self-awareness is, so I can learn to be completely honest with my words, my thoughts, and my actions. Sometimes, right, you say things not to hurt somebody. If you said the raw, honest truth all the time, you'd probably get punched in the face at least a few times a week. So, it's learning how to curtail that and be honest without being dishonest, but without being fully transparent to where they could get hurt. So that's a whole skill in itself. Again, you can hit me out for coaching if you want help with that and practice on that. And that's really it, guys. I'm going to do another one of these because there's a lot more we could talk about and a lot more things that are necessary to quit marijuana. So I will do a part 2 of this for sure. But in the meantime, comment down below if you have anything that for you is 100% necessary to stay free of marijuana. Let me know. Would love to know and have a conversation about it. There's so many cool ways to get sober out there. This is just one, and may this be a guide to you if you find this channel. Other than that, guys, once again, coaching link down below if you want to work with me personally to help you quit marijuana and begin living this full life of honesty, motivation, discipline, and self-awareness. And with that, guys, we'll talk to you soon. Peace.